Hello, lovelies. We should be live now. Welcome to the channel. Me sort this thing out. All right. Hello, Queen. Welcome to the stream. I hope you do enjoy the show. Right. So today is my favorite for what it seems. It's the immediate guidance. What does your star sign needs to know? And if you have paid some attention to the live stream, my God, to the thumbnail of today's live stream, it contains pre-drawn reading because I just need some kind of material to for a filler. So I made the collective draw before I came here for the live, and oh my God, I even rushed calling Pisces Moonbeam right away to tell her about the cards I drew. It's the message, man. Hello, Kara and Egypt, and the Seda. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you around, guys. Right, so well, that is because you haven't been around, Egypt. I am doing live streams at least twice a week, so yeah. Hello, Mary and Anna. Hope, I'm glad that you're tuning in as well. So, the important message, as you have probably paid attention to the thumbnail, the cards for the collective are as follow. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is catalyzed with the Two of Cups. My God, we do have a passive supporters here. That is like state for, well, we're gonna get into it in a minute, but I guess you can kind of guess what this is truly speaking about. And the other card that we do have, it's the Four of Wands. Okay, so these three, the Four of Wands is here, which forms a passive neutrals with the Ace of Pentacles, and it is giving us a little bit more clarity of how, or rather like a more guidance of what the situation is, because you may have a similar situations, you know, couple of them, triple of them, who knows. And the Four of Wands kind of gives us an idea which one of these is it really. So let's first dive into that before I go to the edge of the knife, the tip of the spear, the cherry of the cake, the Ace of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. So the Ace of Pentacles with the Four of Wands here, okay. These two cards as a passive neutrals are telling us a very nice message. I bet that everybody would love to hear that in their own personal reading, and that is that, you know, we, all of us, whatever we do lack in our life, whether some people lack, you know, career, some people lack job or projects, or some people may lack personal life, you know, relationships. What we need to know it is we don't even have to put an effort in it. I mean, it's just happening out there. And what we need to know it is that now the circumstances are forming out in a way that we do have that, I would say, even a rare opportunity to establish the goal. To establish the goal, which as per the Ace of Pentacles could be one of the two things, okay? It could be either very successful business maneuvers that end up in one being successful, or in one being very lucrative, or in one being both. Or the Ace of Pentacles may play out like a harmoniously developing relationship. And here it is where the cherry of the cake comes in, which is the Two of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. So, as a general, what do we need to know? It could go both ways, but we all know what is more plausible here, right? It is, well, it is the love is in the air, literally with those couple of cards. So Ace of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. We do have a passive friends, which means that this is here to stay. If we capitalize on that thing, it's very long lasting, okay? It's literally, because it's harmonious either way, whether it's about the job or whether it's about the love. It's just you know, something that we have to be really talented into destroying things so we can literally destroy it. That's besides the point. So with these two cards, obviously what we can further on are some kind of some kind of relationship or some kind of a partnership, which is less likely, but still for some of us that may be the case. Okay, so in both cases, what do we need to know in order this thing to happen out is that oh my god, it's so difficult to describe it. It's like we are not gonna recognize ourselves how we do approach the situation. Up until this point, maybe, you know, our life mattered and we kind of like was saying to ourselves that if it's going to be our way, it's gonna be the highway, and so on and so forth. Well, now that's not how it's gonna play out really, and it's not because we are going to submit or any of it. It is because we will want to make it happen. We will want to make it work, and therefore we will put an effort behind, which is not going to seem like an effort per the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. It's just things are happening very naturally. Either the business with that person is happening very naturally, or the attraction is happening very naturally, even without you being able to explain why. It is because from these couple of cards, guys, the Ace of Pentacles, there is so much to be said, but I'm trying to skim over it, you know, so I don't kind of like keep you around for about 40 minutes before I get into the primary readings. But with these two cards, there are some aspects which are unexplainable. It's just we can't fathom why that's the case and how this is even possible, but alas, it is. And we just have to roll with it. So back to the other elemental dignity that we have, Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. It's pretty much where, you know, things are working out. And we are going to approach the situation in a way we never approached it before. There will be no ego, there will be no shyness even. It will be like unity. And when this person is either away or being not, how can I put it into words, participating into the enterprises of our lives, it's not like we're not going to be productive or happy, but there will be that feeling that something is missing. It will be that feeling of being hollow. That's how you will understand which situation I'm talking about from your life. Okay, so it's a huge moment for all of us. It's because if we don't capture it right now, or in the next few days, in the next week or couple of weeks, I guess that you know, we're gonna regret it, maybe for the rest of our lives. So yeah, Mattia, thank you so much for your $10 US, and Taco, thank you so much for your $22 super chat, guys. Thank you so much for your generosity. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, as per usual, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of what do you need to know as of this moment. It's it will be this is gonna be a winner this time around. I'm not gonna be surprised if all of the readings are very sweet and sugary as per the collective reading. It will be an awesome time. Right, so before we jump into the 12, let me explain you, for all of you guys who are new, how this is going to play out, how the live stream or how the show here is running. So there are going to be 12 readings, one per each star sign. Is going to be a readings just as this one. They are performed through the method of the elemental dignities. So this method pretty much allows you to read pairs or triumvirates. I believe it's how you call it, as a one. So it's a combinations. If you want to learn the combinations, you go for that method. I do have a course, or rather like a lecture, that you can purchase of how to do it, how to perform with the elemental dignities. Other than that, within this live stream, there are going to be 3 readings giveaway. So 3 people of you are going to receive a free reading from me. One of these free readings is going to take place after Cancer, the other one is going to take place after Scorpio, and the final one is going to take place after Pisces. All you gotta do to participate, you just stick around up until I do announce a break, and when I do announce a break, you input a question into the comments down below where you do want me to read tarot for that specific question. Other than that, anyone who supports the channel and me through Super Chat, just like Mattia and Taco did just now, you guys are going to get your reading at the end of the live stream. That is a given. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you are going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Or aggressive today? No, actually, and I don't felt that way. In fact, today was rather very peaceful and calm day for me. I don't know what that's the case for you. I have miracles for you. Hopefully I do, Ginger. Thank you so much for your $11 support. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So let me put you in the list. Make sure again that you do stick around, Ginger, up until the end where you're gonna get your reading. Alright guys, so I have shuffled well, and now first one goes Aries, and the first one for Aries, this is going to be the Hierophant, alright, followed by the second card of Aries, which stands as the Eight of Swords, and the final one here, that is going to be the Knight of Wands. So we do have these 3 cards for you, Aries, and it seems that it's what you need to know is that people or those that are significant for you unfortunately cannot understand you very well. You are trying to convey a message, or you're trying to pass on an idea, you're trying to explain yourself, and it seems that although people are trying out truly to fathom where you're coming from, it's kind of like it's not getting through entirely, and therefore due to misunderstanding, you know, some things could be wrongly performed, for example, or just ill performed. I don't know how to truly explain it, but that's that thing, or rather like this state, may cause disappointments if nothing else. So the solution here is just to be extra elaborative, okay, extra elaborative, and try to explain what you want to say. For example, if you want to say to someone your feelings, how you feel toward them, they may kind of like confuse those feelings. If you're trying to show intimate feelings, they may confuse those feelings for like brotherhood feelings or sisterhood feelings or whatever, you know. And so you will have to be like really blunt. And if you're trying to explain yourself in a way that's 3 years old kid is not going to be able to understand you, then you are wasting your breath. Other than that, it seems that benevolent support is coming your way. Unfortunately, that benevolent support though is not gonna be able to help you out with developing things. It will help you out through guidance. It will help you out through counsel. And if you do take advantage of that guidance in that counsel, you will see that whatever obstacles you are facing, those obstacles can be resolved within the framework of already existing resources that you do have. So it's not like you have to reinvent the wheel here. And finally, it will be best if in the next couple of days, what you need to know, it is that you should not, what was the word? Not discourage, not discharge, distract. So you should not distract yourself from a what are you doing. Now on the topic of love for you, Aries, the love for you develops in the next few days or in the next week through a trust and reliability. If you do not trust a person, no matter how much you love them, it seems that things are not going to work out, at least not in the near future. So find somebody that you can trust, and under find, I mean allow that person to approach you, because it is a definitely there. Right, so Ella, thank you so much for your $20 US. You as well, make sure that you do stick around up until the end. Let me read your question and synthesize it in my list, because it's a quite long one. Just give me a second here. All right, so all right, thank you, Ella. So the question is submitted. Hold on, guys. All right. All right, next one. Taurus. All right, for Taurus, first one, that is going to be the Knight of Wands, followed by the next one of the Emperor. And the final one for you, Taurus, that is going to be the Fool. My God, you have a quite of a quite of an active upcoming with those three cards. Okay, so these three. And for what they speak, it is that there are going to be quite of a few new enterprises coming your way, primarily being addressed from people. What I mean is that these enterprises are not going to be something you would develop by yourself, but an enterprising individuals or individual is going to approach you with them. Now, should you give it a go? According to the cards, yes, because they are innocent and sincere, although they feel like somewhat of a wishful thinking. So you need to have a few things in mind here. First thing, it is that this person that will address you with those enterprises, they are doing it because it is interesting to them. So therefore, if you do decide to go forward with those enterprises, you need to kind of like play the game, because if this person loses interest, they are going to pretty much burn you with a blink of an eye. What I mean is that they will just jump into something that is completely unrelated with you. Other than that, for what it seems, this individual kind of like sorted everything out. What I mean is that they do have a plan, they do have structure, they do have an idea how things are going to develop, and all that it is left for you to do is participate and just enjoy, because it's going to be a joyride for what it seems. Now, should that be about romance here? A very passionate one, it is what we do have with those three cards. And while this person will allow you freedom, okay? They're not going to be like possessive. They're not going to check out with whom you are going out, and what kind of thoughts you have, and so on and so forth. What their only condition is going to be, it is that you do give them some kind of a signal or some kind of an attitude or announcement, what your plans are in regards to them. They don't care if you go out with other men or other women. They don't care if you do go out with some kind of a companies, etc., etc. Only thing that they do care about, it is how you do address them at this given moment. So should you be addressing them with respect? Should you be addressing them with how can I put it into words, with dignity even? And should you be interesting to them? Things are going to work out very well for you. Now, is there a potential for a really big love? Yes, there is, by the look of it here. How can it develop? Well, you have to be spontaneous about it. You just have to roll with the day and see what happens. Okay, you, that is, they do have it sorted out more or less, but you just have to roll with the day. And you know, by the way, they are a supporters of surprises. So when they make you surprise, even if you know it's not something that you would like, at least pretend that you kind of enjoy it. That is going to make them feel very, very good. But remember, these people very passionate, and they are driven by their interest. As soon as you become boring to them or trivial, they are gonna leave your side, at least in that current stage of the interaction. Elaine, thank you so much for your 14 Canadian dollars. You as well, Elaine. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're also gonna get your personalized reading. Okay, so right, so project, is it gonna have a positive results? We're gonna check this one out. Right, moving next, we do have Gemini. All right, so for Gemini, first one, that is going to be the Five of Wands, followed by the next one here. Oh my God, that is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, hello, Elaine. And oh my Lord, King of Swords. What do you need to know? It's one big thing, really, and you need to know that you can, well, I don't want to be dramatic here, but you can rise from the dead. Literally, it is how those cards are standing. Okay, whatever. It's kind of like you may think it's over. I don't know how to put it into words. Let's say it that way. If you have been fired, for example, and you are really, really worried about your job, you kind of like, you are almost kind of like gave up on working again. I don't know how to even explain it. Well, bang, with those cards, what do you need to know is that surprisingly you will end up with the upper hand. That's what those cards are speaking. So how this is going to really play out for you guys? Well, there are circumstances forming right now. Now, these circumstances kind of seem very, very random. It's kind of like they don't make much sense and they do not correlate with one another, or at least at a first glance. However, what you need to know is that there is a reason for them. And when the time is right, all is going to make perfect sense. And when it makes perfect sense, then you will have that opportunity to make a difference, opportunity to change, or to make once in a lifetime change, so to speak. So if you are losing something, whether you are losing a court case, whether you are losing your job, whether you are losing your the love of your life, I'm sorry, whether you are losing, I don't know, a ground under your feet, don't give up yet, Gemini, because what you need to know, it is that you have a huge chance for reversal. Now, how you can make that? Well, we do have those couple of cards, okay? The Five of Wands with the King of Swords. So there are a couple of ways how you can do that. Now, one of them, it is by going for professional help, okay? Whether if the problem is health, all right? If the problem is health, then going to a renowned doctor. If the problem is from a nature of the law, then going to a renowned lawyer. Should be the problem some kind of a psychological, then going to a renowned psychologist is going to produce this reversal. Should there be no such a problem, but the problem is involved, but within the problem is involved another person, then you need to talk with this person. Talking with the person, basically, by the way, the talks are going to be very passionate, and how can I put it into words, a rumbling, at least at the start, but with the time passing on, they are going to get themselves calmer and calmer. And through these, when the conversations become calm, the way out of whatever problems you do have in between each other, okay, whatever disagreements you do have with one another, whatever obstacles you are facing, whether for the business or whether for the love, the way out through those difficulties, problems, plights, boundaries, walls will be revealed. And that will happen very, very soon. I mean, you need to know that it is going down. All right, it is going down, and you have to make sure you're there and you do have the awareness to catch it out. Next one, we have Cancer. Right, first one for Cancer, that is going to be the Tower. Okay, moving next, we do have the Knight of Cups, and the final one, that is going to be the Hangman for Cancer, those couple of cards. And literally, they are saying many things, but I will not going to get deep into them because I don't believe that I'm the person who will judge you, all right? But these cards are very, very judgmental about, in generally, the lifestyle you have in a particular field. So that's why I do not want to dive into this reading that way, because I don't want to basically make a decision for you, because that's not what tarot is all about. But what they are truly saying is that the time for loitering, the time for being idle, it's over. In fact, having the Tower card here, something happened recently maybe, or it is happening right now, that it is making you scared, maybe shocking you. Okay, yeah, it's a circumstances that they are finding you unprepared for them. And with the Hangman being there, okay, it's kind of like a, how can I put it into words, Hangman as an enemy to the Tower, it's kind of like you are trying to fight them off. It's a lost cause. I mean, you can fight them off, but it's you will lose in the long run very, very much, or you will lose a lot. And yeah, it's just the time for being idle and for loitering, it's over, and you just have to go by those circumstances according to the cards themselves. And that's pretty much it. I know it looks scary. Okay, I really know it looks scary. That's how the Tower card is supposed to look. But how the Tower card ends when you go through this transformation, whether through your work or whether through your personal life, at the end, the life you will live is gonna have its nurturing and cleansing effect for you and for your soul. Right, so, and that will be the Cancer reading. I don't want to dive into it, guys, because from here on moving forward, it is me telling you what to do, and I don't want to do that, and criticizing you for things you are doing, so I don't want to do that, okay? All you need to know, it is that right now, you have something, or at least according to these cards, there is something either abnormal or something you are very afraid of, very unpleasant, that it is happening, simultaneously pleasant and unpleasant. And you know, you kind of like, it's not like even bending your will, but you need to make an exception according to them if you want the Tower to develop into this nurturing and cleansing card for you. So with that said, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Anna, but like I said, it's a transformation. At the end, it always ends well. if you go by with it, if you roll with it. Okay, trying to struggle and how can I put it into words, fight it off, it makes it even harder. Right, so that concludes the first set of star signs. Now some of you guys is gonna get a free reading from me. I know that you gotta do in order to do so is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes for you to do so, and after those 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one question, should there be a question, and I will perform a professional reading on that question. If there is no question, I'm just gonna move to the next four star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and as well Scorpio. And again, any one of you who supports the channel through super chat is gonna get their reading at the end, that's given. And if you do wish a personal reading from me, you can always go to my website, which you will find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Of my night readings, like right now, if you are asking about these readings, that is something that is happening right now, and it has a development of about few days. Okay, that's an immediate guidance. Yeah, that's an immediate guidance. So it's something happening to you right now that you are unaware of, or you do have a slight, how can I put it into words, slight impression of it, but it is not something that really influences your life at this point. So these readings are meant to prepare you for what is coming. Oh, you're welcome. But yeah, I love it too. I really enjoy this format of readings. I do believe that I found, what suits me well, because when I was doing the transit, it is not like I can't do it. It is just, I can't connect very well with that. And I think that all of you guys felt that. But this is my field, okay? This is really my field. And I enjoy doing the Elements of Dignities readings. It's something that I specialize into, and it's a fantastic technique. We have some astrology talk now. Yeah, cheers. All right, I picked the question already, and the question is submitted by, let me find it where it was. All right, Nan, it says that she is depressed. What can she do to feel better? It's a very interesting one, so let's check it out. Hello, Tonya. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you do enjoy the show. It's contrary to what I was about to advise you as a human being, those are the cards, guys. So we do have the Emperor catalyzed with the Devil and with the King of Wands. You need purpose. That's first thing, but this purpose, it has to be kind of like a controlled purpose. It's like a purpose that you it's not the purpose you want, but the purpose you have to devote to. That is the answer to the cards. Okay, you may want to travel, to have a purpose of traveling, but you have to work. You know, your purpose is to work. So you in order to get out of this depressive state, you just need, you know, like I said, a purpose that you have to accomplish. I'm pretty much sure that you know what purpose you have to acquire here. And one more thing as well that can help you, but it's gonna have a lesser effect. That is to enjoy the life more. With the Emperor and the King of Wands, these two cards suggests that you can manage your time in such a way that you can have some personal time for yourself. And within this personal time, you just have to do whatever you enjoy. For the King of Wands, it has the knack to enjoy life, whether it is through having drinks with friends, whether it's through watching TV shows, you know, whether it is through reading books, whatever your poison is, okay? Whatever floats your boat, that is gonna help you. But the bigger thing here is the purpose, because through the purpose you will start feeling yourself reliable. You will start feeling your life structured, like you have control over it again. And that pretty much is gonna knock you off this kind of like depressed state you are in. So that is your reading here that we have for you. I hope it helped. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. It's a pleasure for me to have the stream as well. I really enjoy the topic. It's something I can do every single day, but I do believe that doing it so it will become redundant pretty quickly. But I can definitely do that every single day. It's because I do have fun. It doesn't feel like chore. And I have to be honest with you guys up front. When I was doing transits, it really felt like a chore. But this is completely different deal. I love it. What I was advise you to do, known as a person, it is that in order to get out of depression, you just have to do things you love and enjoy, including the purpose. Okay, because if you don't do purpose, because if you don't do a purpose that you want, then what's the point? But I don't know toward what end the tarot cards are advising you to do that kind of a purpose. Okay, again, I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm here to serve you the truth, whatever the cards are showing, whatever truths the cards are showing. Well, if you are starting to feel very lonely and sad, Elizabeth, then it's kind of not your fault, is it? And therefore you can't do much yourself. That is my humble personal opinion. If the other person doesn't want to do anything about it, the only thing you can do is just, you know, share that with the other person, like you're feeling lonely and so and whatnot, and see how they will respond. That is what I would have done. Forgot to input your inquiry, Taco. Hold on a second. There we go. I know, Elizabeth. I know, Mattia. I know. That's why I love you guys. That's why I love you. All right. So, Leo, we do have the Three of Swords. Not a pretty start, but let's check the other cards. All right. So Three of Swords with the Five. Oh my God, with the Five of Swords, and then we do have the Strength. Ooh. It's those three cards. So what do you need to know, guys? It is that I don't know if it is really playing out that way, but the feeling I got from these cards is that you do have somebody who is either talking behind your back or they're preparing to really feed you with bullshits, in a sense of that, to really it's a mental cruelty, okay, where they kind of like outburst and they feed you with all kind of crap, sort of like you are unworthy for whatever, you know, and you stand for nothing, and so on and so forth. Those kind of things that are only meant to make you feel bad, okay, that are only meant to bring down your spirit to its knees. Well, what you can do though is to remember your goal. Remember, at the end of the day, you're not obliged to give explanation to anybody. Okay. Remember that at the end of the day, whatever you are striving toward, if it is something meaningful to you, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, or anybody else. How can I put it into words? Anybody else's opinion is. In fact, they are, whomever is doing that, it is doing it because they do want to be at your place. Here with the Five of Swords, this is a clear example of abusal of power, okay, abusal of position, and it's kind of like it's the last resort of trying to overwhelm you or overcome you or defeat you. Let's put it that way, defeat you for whatever you're striving for. That could play out into your personal life, you know, where if somebody likes your man or likes your woman, whatever you have as a partner, they start feeding you bullshit, okay, about them directly, clear well, they're not going to be lies, but they may be truth twisting, okay, and you start doubting your man or you start doubting your woman, okay, and that kind of like undermines the relationship. Or they can talk behind your back and feeding your man on your woman with kind of like slurs, straight away slurs about you, about your address, or addressing you, I'm sorry. And that is unfortunately the version where you can't do much about, okay. So this is a moment where the resilience of your intimate partner is going to be how can I put it into words, tested. In career though, the cards are a little bit more bright than in relationship. In career, it seems that you will stumble upon some kind of a recurrent situation that previously in the past it did not ended very well, okay. But this time around, you can definitely pull it through, or push it through, pull it through, okay, for as long as you know how far your limits truly stretches, and you can feel free to withdraw in any given moment. But in this particular case, that is like a rematch that you are going to have, in which rematch this time around you definitely can win. And finally, if you do have any negative thoughts right now, for example, negative thought of, am I ever going to find love again? A negative thought of, I lost my job, I'm just not good enough, you know, to find a good job. A negative thought of, I am lonely and you know, introvert, and I will never going to be able to socialize. Throw those negative thoughts out of the window, okay. Just try to abstract yourself from them, because if you do allow those thoughts to dwell inside your mind, you will remain lost. and you don't have to be. Right, moving next, we do have Virgo. Oh, Taco, you cook? Oh my God, your wife should be really, really blessed. Having a man who cooks, well, that's great. Well, you definitely can. You definitely can have another lover. Right, so Virgo, first one for you guys, that is going to be the Fool, followed by the Devil, and the last one we have, that is going to be the Emperor. Those three cards. So what do you need to know, guys? It is that there is a new beginning that it is knocking on your door. I mean, the Fool is a dead brainer, right? It's a no-brainer. I'm sorry, where it's just a, how can I put it into words? It's a new direction, right? It's definitely a new beginning here. And as falls with the Emperor, which form a active friends here, it means that that is a new beginning that definitely you can dictate the rules. That is something which, yes, it will require a lot of not attitude but devotion. Okay. So it's going to require a lot of devotion, but in the same time, you will be able to manage every single aspect of it. Therefore, you are going to be in control. What kind of beginning that is going to be, it's unknown. It will be different for every single one of you, Virgo, but it's not going to be the one you are yearning for, unfortunately. But it's going to be a huge thing for you. As a new beginning, it is because we do have a 3 major arcana here. Okay, 3 major arcana. So, what do I mean about that? Or what do I mean by saying it will not going to be the one you are yearning for? Well, say that this new beginning, it develops into your career, okay? It's a new beginning that's you are given a huge project to work on. Well, it's not going to be the project you are yearning for, or same thing about work. It is presented a job to you, really good one, okay? Because with the Emperor, the very least, especially if it is about work and job, that thing will sustain you. It will help you meet ends, and not just only that, but also kind of like managing your life in a very, it's not lavish, but in a very well-mannered way. I don't know how to explain it. If it is about, for example, love as well, you know, you may have a chance to make a new beginning about relationship, but it's not going to be with the person you are yearning for, or the type of the person that you are yearning for, at least at this point. And here I will allow myself to tell you why. Now, having those 2 cards, okay, the Fool card with the Devil, that is actually for your protection, because what you are yearning for, you are seeing only the bright side of it, while the dark side you cannot see right now, whether it is about a person, whether it is about a job. And it will happen something like it happened to me back in the days, where I was yearning for a specific job and I finally got it, just to see that it was something I don't want to be involved in anymore. I stuck with it because it's something I chose. I always stick with my choices. But at the end of the day, if I have a chance to work it again, no thank you. I will not, but by any means. So that is a moment here of what you need to know. It is that the faith, or rather like the universe, have something in store for you, Virgo. It may not be what you yearn for, but it will be what you need. All right, it's definitely going to be what you need. And the guidance here is strongly advising you to just take it. Okay, it will be such a waste and such a loss if you don't. Right, moving next, we do have Libra. All right, so for Libra, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Swords. And finally, oh my god, we do have the Page of Pentacles. Those three cards. That is a very selfless person. In fact, you are more important than they are, in a sense, in their sense, yeah. It's like this is what you need to know. That's a person who is willing to jump in fire for you. It's willing to go through the 9 circles of hell for you, whether it's as a business partner, co-worker, supervisor, lover, friend, whatever it is. And this person has a huge devotion to you, Libra. They simply want you to be not just only happy, but to feel yourself fulfilled. Now, oh, you're welcome, Nadine. Now, that said, I think that there is going to be a criticism coming in next couple of weeks, or next week, the very least, from that individual. Now, why that's the case? Well, the thing is that this person sees in you extraordinary potential. It is like, you know, they see, let's say, unpolished diamond in you. And for one or another reason, you are not capitalizing on all of your potential, and they're just like, this is making their eyes bleeding, you know, seeing you, that you can accomplish so much more, and you're not doing it. And so within the next few days to 1 week, this person is going to criticize you. I know that you, Libra, for one or another reason, you are not handling criticism very well, because you are, if not anything else, the star sign who is balanced and always is weighing their options available, and so on and so forth, right? But it's something that you should consider. I mean, this criticism is something that you should consider. Now, most likely this person is not your lover. I can see that from these 2 cards. Okay, hold on a second. From these 2 cards, the Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, most likely that is a very, very good friend of yours, but they want to be with you. That is something that you need to know. I mean, this is a friend of yours that have more than a friendship to you. In fact, they consider you as a irreplaceable part of their life. The other elemental dignity is the selflessness that they do have. I mean, they're willing to make such a huge compromises in your name with these 2. These are passive enemies, I'm sorry. And they are willing, like I said, to make a tremendous compromises for you. And in some points, you may end up being on the wrong side of the conflict. I don't know how to put it into words. Let's say that you are arguing about something with this person, and they know that you are not right. You don't know what you're talking about, but they're willing to kind of like forfeit their position just so you end up with the upper hand and you end up happy. Okay, that is how much they are devoted to you. Okay, so it's a huge ally. Hopefully it's a huge partner. Hopefully it's a huge lover that comes your way. Hey, Frankie. I'm really glad that you like the reading, Kim. All right, moving next, we do have Scorpio. So what do we, Scorpio, need to know? First one, it is the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the second card of the Seven of Swords. and the final one, that is going to be the Four of Swords. Okay, so these three cards. Oops, these three cards. It's a very scattered reading, guys. There are so many aspects to it. One of the aspects, for example, it is that what we need to know, that now is the moment for whatever the cards are talking about. For example, you want to make a move of, I don't know, changing locations. Now is the moment for you to do it. So for example, you want to establish new hobby, right? Or you want to start learning something. Now is the time for you to do it. So, and we're talking about singular things. We're not talking about you working in a collective, or you jumping into making relationships. These are completely singular things, and it is all about us. It's a selfish, it's a selfish message, or a message of selfishness. The other thing that these cards are saying, of what we need to know, it is that we can't demand our due. What I mean is that if there was someone mistreating us, or someone kind of like playing us around, etc., etc., we can definitely demand a proper treatment, whatever we have been owed, and we are gonna get all of it with no problem whatsoever. Another thing about these cards for Scorpio, it is that what we need to know, it is that we are not gonna find probably a better timing to kind of push our agenda forward, to push our opinion forward, points of view, our battle forward, whatever that is meaning for any of you Scorpios who are around. Another thing that these cards are saying, it is that within the next few days, whatever problems we do have and we are experiencing right now, they are going to abate. Okay, their influence on our life is going to be minuscule, and therefore we can think of a much better strategies of how to deal with those problems, where these problems are a financial difficulties, whether these problems are with different people, and so on and so forth. And finally, what those cards here are telling to us, it is that if we are lacking, I would say, guidance, what do we need to know, it is that there is person out there who will be able to understand us and give us a objective opinion, and through that objective opinion, it's very likely that we will pretty much gonna figure it out, but again, by ourselves. It's just that opinion is going to point us the direction, and from there we are going to take it off and kind of like figure it out on ourselves. But all of these things are going to change. I mean, every single one of these things are going to make our lives better. Okay, it's just what do we need to know? It is in the grand scheme of things, it is that now in the next few days, it's a turning point in our lives. Okay, it's a turning point in our lives. Whatever we do, it will be ours to bear. Now, the good thing, it is that no matter how bad we screw up, we are not going to suffer any consequences as per the wheel of fortune. But that is only if we do it for ourselves, and it does not involve anybody else. Okay, so these are a personal, singular stuff. So it's a fantastic time to start, like I said, learning something, opening businesses, etc., or kind of like signing up for some kind of courses, hobbies, so on and so forth. Like I said, very singular reading, but for Scorpio, it's really time where we have to pay attention to ourselves and to our needs. Right, so that was Scorpio, and now we are entering into the second break, guys. Now one of you is gonna get a free reading from me, and all you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one of your questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on this question. For any of you who wishes a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you are going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services, their pricing as well. And based on your budget and your needs, you can definitely go for whichever one suits you best. And just to give you a heads up here, recorded readings are fetched within several days from the moment of purchase. Usually it takes a week, give or take a couple of days. Live readings, they can be scheduled for the next day moving forward. So if you do have an emergency, definitely the live reading, it's gonna suit you better than the recorded one. And of course, anyone who supports the channel through Super Chat is gonna get their reading at the end. That's given. It's regardless are they gonna be picked for the free reading or not. I was always kind of like hold on a second. I was always wondering. So I want to address your question, Sonia. If it is not a karmic connection or a twin flame, what? You will stop dealing with this person? And what is so important to know that thing? I was always wondering when people ask that question. It's only whatever answer you get, it makes no difference whatsoever. That's such an avatar, man. I mean, Tarot Destroyer. Wow. What kind of a nickname people are coming up with? I guess that person really holds some kind of a grudge, isn't it? Alright. Will I be successful at my new job? Queen.Aquarius says. Or requests. So let's check it out. You guess something. It's one of these people that they probably didn't have any success with it, and it's kind of like they hate it right now. Trolling. All right, Queen, you will be successful in the career, but you are not going to be successful in the job, and it's not going to be your fault. Those are your cards, okay? Here, those are your cards. In fact, you would like the job. The problem with the job, it is that by the end of June this year, or the middle of July, you will see that you are not going to be able to grow as much as you would like in this job. In fact, I do believe that around this month you will see a plateau. It is like, nothing is really moving around, okay? And at that point, I do believe that you are going to start kind of like considering, the possibility that if another job shows up, you are going to take it. And at some point in the future, I don't know when, but at some point in the future, it's going to happen. The problem, like I said, the problem with this job that you do have, it is not like it is not the right direction. It is, but it is not the right job, okay? So as far as your question is concerned, are you gonna like the job? Yes, definitely. Is the job gonna help you to kind of like be financially stable? Yes, but are you gonna be successful in a term of growing and and expanding and so on and so forth? No. That's the answer. So that is that stone. It is that stone, that job you are gonna start. It's like a milestone, okay? It's like a milestone where you're there acquiring some kind of either a skill or a recommendation or whatever you need, and it's going to be like a trampoline where you can go for a much better one in the near future. And that is in the near future, since the time frame is so close. I believe that at the start of autumn, the start of winter, you will have a much better option available in front of you. Oh, I have nothing better else to do. Yeah, it's Angela says it's a thing where that doesn't help anybody being that way. I don't know what these people are hoping to accomplish and to achieve. These days, every single channel has moderators. Pisces Moonbeam is a moderator. There isn't like 1,000 people here chatting, so I cannot catch up that message. I can, and I can pretty much ban that person. So it's literally, it's an effort on their end that doesn't lead to anything. It's so futile. So I don't know why they're doing that. Yeah, we built a really nice community, a small one, a very nice one. It is exactly the way I like it. It's exactly the way I like it. So a couple of minutes, guys, and I'm gonna move to the last 4 star signs. Well, that's not a very good practice, non. I mean, if you are a little, and the thing is about tarot, it is that if you do it very frequently, it's not helping. It's more to your detriment than helping. So you have to use it with measure, for the lack of a better word. Okay, it's like you can counsel with it, counsel yourself with it, but then you have to leave it a good half a year room, to develop and so on and so forth. Using it every single week for something is just it's only going to confuse you, because this is how it works, guys. Okay, let's say you ask a question, you have, let's say, some kind of a lover, and you ask a question how things are gonna work out in between, and you go to a tarot reader. That is first time you're asking this question, and tarot is very how can I put it into words, elaborative, for the lack of a better word, right? It's telling you exactly how things are going to work out, that you are going to be, for example, very into each other and so on and so forth. And yeah, but in a 2 days from there, you do have some kind of an argument, because this is how the human brain works, really. When someone tells you that everything is going to be okay in between you two and things are going to develop really beautifully, the human brain accepts it like there will be no problems whatsoever. Now this beautiful development is going to be every single minute for the to the end of the time, which is not the case. What Tarot is telling you, it is that in the grand scheme of things, so overall things are going to be beautiful. Of course you will have ups and downs, okay? And in one of these downs you go to another reading just to confirm. Now from the standpoint of Tarot, it already answered your question, and to Tarot, for it, you did not understood it. This is how Tarot takes on you. And so it tries to answer you from a different angle, okay, through a different sentences, through a different cards. And the message, it's kind of like it's diluted, and it is by a long shot. I don't know how to put it into words, and you get confused. Okay, and if you ask third time, it will be even more messier than that. So that's why you should not ask the same question again. No, because Tarot is not going to answer you. It will, but through different cards, through different sentences, okay? And it will be just, you know, confusing. So that's literally how it works. And this is why you should not ask the question again. Or more than once in a certain span of time. You should give it the very least a 6 months to develop. I don't know what kind of example to give you. For example, if you ask, you know, are we gonna be, you know, again, if you ask, should that relationship gonna work out, or how things are gonna develop in between you two, and Tarot answer you that you are meant to be together, okay, and you accept that, and okay, so if we are meant to be together, then there will be no problems whatsoever. But alas, you know, you are gonna go through ups and downs, because that is how everything quenches, right? But when you go again, the Tarot is not going to answer you that, because for its concern, it already told you that you are going to be together, and it considers you that you haven't understood it that way. You don't know what being meant to be together means, and so it will try to tell you that, you know, that is your agenda, okay, or it will try to tell you that this is an ambition that you need to further, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of like, oh my god, we are meant to be together, why I do need to transform it into ambition? Is because you are kind of like, it's no different than, you know, asking the same question your teacher. It will try to explain it to you with the different words, with different sentences, with different examples. That is exactly how Tarot works as well. Yeah, exactly. It takes usually 6 months to develop. That's a good way of doing it, non, yes. Well, when things change, that is a very relative, it's a very relative term, when things change. In this case that I gave as an example, things change, you know, when you are done for good, or when you are kind of like marrying. That this is when things change, okay? And when I say done for good, it's pretty clear when you are, okay? So just because you have a suspicious, just because you are suspicious that you are, it doesn't mean that you are. And still asking the same question again, Tarot tries to give it to you through different cards, you know, through different combinations. And believe it, the more you ask, the more experienced the reader has to be in order to decipher the cards, because they are starting to make less and less sense, and to a point where they just don't make any sense. Oh, I was shuffling the wrong deck. One second. Right, so let's jump to the last 4 star signs. All right, Sagittarius. First one for you guys, nine of Wands, followed by the second one of the Nine of Cups, and the third one for you, that is going to be the Ace of Swords. Those 3 cards. No, it doesn't alter the energy. I just explained it. It alters the perspective. It's like if you ask me a question, Anna, like for example, you know how electricity works, okay, and I explain you how electricity works, and then you come and you ask me again, well, can you explain me how electricity works, because I want to know. After the second time saying you the same thing, I'll try to explain it to you in a different way, because I will consider that you can't fathom what I've explained to you yesterday. Because if you fathom it, then why would you ask again? It doesn't make any sense, does it? To ask the same question over and over again if you understood the answer first time it was given to you. And believe me, having a fight over something, okay, it's not a reason to ask the same question in terms of relationship. All right, let's get back to Sagittarius now. Again, those 3 cards, guys. Nine of Wands with the Nine of Cups and with the Ace of Swords. Now, what do you need to know? It is that there will be some revelations coming in your way. Either information or revelations through some kind of a conversations, which these revelations that you are going to become a witness of, or you will acquire, so to speak, they're going to make you well prepared for the future, whether in career or whether in relationship. Now, the problem is that those revelations you will receive are not going to be pleasant, at least for the time being, okay? So it will it will feel like you lost your grace, for the lack of a better word here. And you, however, have a great chance. It is because once you do acquire this information, which is going to be the cold truth, by the way, and I do believe that is why you are not going to like it. It is because truth hurts. And it is inconvenient, is it? But with the acquisition of these truthful statements, for example, these proofs, or I don't know, or clearances, so to speak, you will be able to readjust yourself in career, readjust yourself into your love life. In fact, these cards are a very, how can I put it into words? They are a very benign for your love life, because they give you a tremendous chance to express yourself in a way that you will connect with the other. Maybe not in the way that is going to make you happy, at least for the time being, but it is some kind of a way. And just to make it clear here, this is not wrapping the thing around, okay? It's not. Things can develop, things can grow from here moving forward. But what do you need to know? It is that there is only one truth, and it is coming your way, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. It is what it is. It is there to stay, and you have to, like I said, you have to roll with it. It seems that is a topic for every single one of us. We have to roll with something that it is coming, and it is that Ace of Pentacles, which is that rare opportunity. It's gonna come up to every single one of us in a different way, but nonetheless it is something beneficial for all of us. So you Sagittarius here, you should not, how can I put it into words? You should not try to be, you shouldn't be in a denial, okay? That's very, very important. And when that truth comes your way, most likely will require from you to give up on something you like, you enjoy, you love even. That is in the extreme cases, in order to realign and readjust yourself with what the true diagnosis of the situation in front of you is. Once you do it, like I said, you will feel much, much more prepared, and you will be able to connect with somebody. So it's almost like a sacrifice that you will have to make if you want to open up for the world. That is what you need to know. All right, moving next, we do have Capricorn. Yeah, we do have the Nine of Pentacles for Capricorn, followed by the Knights of Cups, and the final one, it is the Ace of Wands. Ooh. I think that the Capricorns are the winner, unless Aquarius or Pisces kind of like destroys them completely. It's almost like the collective guys. And if I knew better, I would say that the collective is it's like you are the crowned one into this show. How do you call it? The top of the top, the acme, right? This is how you call the top of the top. It is the acme of the show. Anna, thank you so much for your $20 US. Thank you so much. Stick around a little bit longer, Anna, where you're gonna get your personalized reading over the transit, or rather like over the topic, which is what do you need to know as of this moment. So for Capricorn, guys, yeah, you are sitting on an immense wealth, immense one. Okay, so this is a tremendous here. Okay, with these two, Nine of Pentacles with the Knights of Cups. The wealth, it's not necessarily money. Okay, that depends of how you do define wealth. For some, wealth could be family. For others, may be love. For third, may be status. For fourth, may be money. For others, may be health. Okay, so wealth, it means what makes you feel stable and rich as a person. Okay, not necessarily monetary rich. Again, we do have that neutral, this neutral combo here, Nine of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups, and this neutral combo says that it's not something that it is, well, it is something unfamiliar to you up until this point, so you can't explain it, definitely, but it is not, how can I put it into words, it is not also incompatible. I don't know how to explain it. When the Ace of Wands, it is in a favorable position, or rather like a winning position, that pretty much speaks for a chaos a little bit, you know, that interesting creative chaos where you are learning and all these kind of stuff, and it's kind of like interesting for you to be in the enterprise, and that is the main fuel of the enterprise, your interest. Here, that's not the case. Here, the main fuel of the enterprise, it is because you feel unlike you felt before, or rather like you are experiencing something unlike almost anything you haven't experienced before, or at least you can't pretty much recall it up until this point. That is because of the other combo. Now I said that you are sitting on a wealth because of these two cards. Now whatever you are sitting on, and it is because the topic is what you need to know. You do not realize it right now, but this wealth can fulfill your dreams, because the Knight of Cups strives toward the dreams of his heart. This is the knight that holds a cup, the cup in front of him, right? And it is ravaning toward the cup, or it is holding it and it is following it. And the cup is a symbol, or at least in this card, it's a symbol of the dreams of thy heart. Well, this wealth you are sitting on, whether it is a job offer, okay, whether it is some kind of a friendship, whether it is a potential for relationship, it will fulfill your dreams. Don't miss it. If it is showing up like that, then you can miss it. Don't miss it, guys. And that is for Capricorn. I mean, that this is the thing, right? That is the big fish in the ocean that everybody is trying to catch it up. That is the golden fish that can fulfill wishes, and your wishes are about to come true if you catch that golden fish. It's already around you, right? Because that is what you need to know. Hopefully you do not screw it up. Right, so with that said, moving next, we do have Aquarius. Tell me about it, Ginger. Tell me about it. We do have the Knight of Swords as a Aquarius, followed by the Knight of Cups. And the final one, oh my god, that is going to be the Tower. So there is a person around us, okay? There is a person around us. It's a quite complicated situation with this person. And I'm saying this because I am rising Aquarius. That Knight of Swords. It could be a woman, it could be a man. The Knight of Swords is just the archetype, how they are moving on. It seems that they are going against themselves. We do have active neutrals here with this card, with these two cards. So like I said, Knights of Cups, the dreams of thy heart. Well, as a neutral, they are trying to, well, not like going against the dreams, but it is like they are sitting idle, at least for now, toward those dreams. Well, the more they sit idle, the more the Tower builds up strength, it builds up momentum, it builds up power. And what the Tower does, it rumbles your life, right? So ultimately how it's going to play out at the end, and is what we need to know about it, is that we don't have to make a move here. In fact, that's not advisable at all. Or we can make a move, but only when we have a clear skies, so to speak. Whatever those moves are about, whether about business or whether about love. But the thing is that this person is on the edge, barely hanging in there. Right, it's barely hanging in there. And at the end of the day, with the Knights of Swords, these people, they make choices that are simultaneously consulted with emotions and as well with logic. Sometimes the logic prevails, sometimes the emotions prevails. Here, I do believe that the emotions are going to override the logic, because if the logic was to prevail, we would have had another either a sword card, or rather like another air card, or another earth card. We have a fire card, okay? And the fire card, it's strengthening up the Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Swords stands for both of these things. So it's kind of like it makes those things neutral, you know, the logic, or as much as it feeds the logic, as much it feeds the emotions. And this person is in internal struggle right now. The logic and the emotions are kind of like fighting with one another. But we do have the Knights of Cups, and although the Knights of Cups, it's neutral, it still has influence, okay? It still has influence. And almost like the Big Bang, right? Where the matter and the antimatter faced, and the matter won by a thread. It literally won by a thread. It's gonna happen like this here. I mean, at some point it seems that this one is gonna give up, and yeah, whatever it is, it's gonna come down. Right, so that was for Aquarius. Moving next, we do have Pisces. Last but not least. Yeah. They are beautiful cards. Being together, yes. All right, for Pisces, first one for you guys, Nine of Wands. Catalyzed from one side. Oh my God, with the Five of Swords. Then the next one is oh my God, Ten of Swords. Ooh, that is gonna be a tough one. So those are the three cards. That's a tough one, guys. So it's it involves well, there is no sugarcoating it. It involves consequences. So what do you need to know? It is that a payback is coming. I mean, there will be a point in the next few days, okay, where you will be pressed with your back against the wall about something that you will have to align with, or rather like adjust with, and to a certain extent you will have the say, but only to a certain extent, and only the say that involve that concerns you, should there be other people involved. So what do you need to know? It is that no matter how much you try to reprimand, it's the time for that, the time for reprimandation or reprimandation, whatever, or for repairing, okay, so let's put it that way, it's long time gone. Now you are on a verge of some kind of a new era, whether you like it or not. And this new era is coming up, and it all comes to that, how you're going to face it. Are you going to face it with dignity or not? How you're going to face it with dignity? Well, with those two cards, the way they stand, you should not cross your boundaries, okay? So you do have certain extent of boundaries, and you should not cross those boundaries. You can if you want, but the more you cross those boundaries, the more you infiltrate, for example, someone else's private life, the more you try to enforce yourself, the more you abuse whatever leverage you do have, the bigger price you will pay. And for some of you guys, the price will be kind of more than you know, more than you anticipate, more than you are ready to pay, or more than you have even. So my advice here, and really the advice of Tarot, is just kind of do what it is meant to be done, in a sense of to relinquish, okay, to force that new era. Don't try to borrow time. Borrowing time, it's not going to work out for neither of the parties, whether it is a teamwork, whether it is a relationship, or whether it is a friendship. Unfortunately, Pisces have that message to be delivered here, that it is a message of of inconvenience, and that is to say the least. The Ten of Swords with the Nine of Wands, it pretty much speaks about that. These two cards are speaking that you are at a point where you just can't turn the time back, and there are some conditions, or rather like consequences, that you have to forward, you have to go forward with. And the only thing you can do, if you wish to, how can I put it into words, if you wish to maintain even your sanity, is to align with those consequences and accept them. And with the Five of Swords from the other side, that is the moment where, you know, the boundaries that I was talking about, you can definitely extend beyond your boundaries, but the price is that you are going to pay for that is not going to be only reciprocal, is going to be an exponential. So for little gains, you pay triple the price, whatever that price is, whether in emotions, whether in nerves, you know, even in money, whatever that situation is. So just accept the consequences, align with them. It's not going to be something that you are going to die from. All right, it's definitely something you can handle. It's definitely something you can live through. Imagine it like just a how can I put it into words, a cycle that you are going through, and from there, you know, life moves on. Well, go figure. Well, Angela, that could concern, for example, you know, a friend leaving you. It could be that you know, you are fired from work because you did something in the past that can't be fixed, you know. It could involve as well, you said something to somebody and they hold you accountable to it. Right now it's a said word, you can't turn the time back, you can't take back your word, right? You are held accountable. Or it could be you did something that that was nefarious, but you didn't knew that it was nefarious, and now kind of like the law is chasing you. It's you can't do anything about it but to align to it. So the sooner you align to those things, to those consequences that are gonna come your way, the sooner you will go through it, and the sooner you will evoke a new era in your life. And so that was Pisces. And that concludes the 12th, and now the last free reading is going to be given away. So any one of you who wishes a free reading from me, now is the time you requested by inputting a question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so, guys, and after those 5 minutes I'm going to pick a question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question. Should there be no questions submitted, I'm going to move straight away to the super chat. Anyone who supports the channel and the stream and me through super chat is going to get their reading at the end of it, which is very, very soon. Very quickly, regardless. Yeah, very quickly and as well, regardless. And if you do wish a personal reading, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. So yeah, Pisces, they kind of like draw the short straw, didn't they? 6 years. Well, I'm trumping you in that, Frankie. Hello, Unbreakable One. We just finished Pisces. Hmm. I can imagine. How long? 6 years, yeah. Yeah, the blue. I have done all 12 star signs. Right now we are at the free reading, and after that at the super chat. Is that a resume, Frankie? Hmm. Well, that's a good idea, Angela. If you are Pisces, that's a really good idea. Although it's gonna catch you up either way. But hey, it doesn't have to be that traumatic, or rather like that dramatic. It could be something minuscule. It could be something really, really minor, petite. Yeah, because it really sounded like the description of these dating apps. And I don't want to sound disrespectful. It's just something that crossed my mind, and I always speak what I think. You're welcome, Angela. Sometimes you gotta do that, yeah. All right. Well, Frankie, maybe this is where you are getting it wrong. Because the dating apps these days are a alternative way to meet people. But is love coming in for me soon? I've been single for 6 years. Frankie asks. Let's check it out, Frankie. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I said. Bad idea, Taco. I mean, you are married, man. I mean, you don't get to say. You don't have to say. I mean, those who are single, those of us who are single, at some point we kind of get desperate. You know what I mean? We kind of get desperate, and you never know where the opportunity is gonna come from. Thank you, Angela. You're welcome. All right, Frankie. By the mid of January next year, and that is a time frame, all right, from now up until the mid of January next year. It will depend on your behavior how soon this is gonna take place. Okay, those are your cards. We do have the Seven of Cups, with the Seven of Pentacles, with the Star card, and the final one that is the Nine of Cups. But Taco, have you not kind of like been in a situation where, yeah, it's risky. I do agree with that. And in fact, More often than not, married people are using those apps. I mean, you swipe, and when you see somebody without the picture, you can bet that's a married person. Okay. 35, I mean, I am beating you. I am beating you in that. I'm 36, so I am older than you are. But yeah, I mean, in the dating apps, the very least, kind of like you can grapple, you can get on a conversation, get to know somebody. If they allow you to do so, though, most times, people are kind of like angry with me. For example, they just don't want to talk with me whenever I do use dating app. But in any case, back to Frank, but truly tackle in these in today's time where things are so sped up and you literally have barely time to work and to eat, you don't have much of a ways to socialize. Okay, so dating apps are a completely viable way. But yeah, it's but I do agree with you that most people are but most people there, rather like most profiles there, are either a scam or kind of like a crazy people, but there are those who are not. Okay, I have a few hits from dating apps that were really nice girls, and I am friends with some of them still, so it's worth trying out. That's what I'm trying to say. In any case, back to Frankie. So like I said, Frankie, by the middle of January, those are your cards here, and how fast it's gonna work out, it depends on you. We do have the Seven of Pentacles. Look at it here into the second position, and this is the position that says what holds you back. What holds you back? You being idle, and not just only being idle into looking into people, kind of like looking for an opportunity, but also being open for an opportunity. And even if somebody shows interest in you, according to this card being there, it seems that you are waging it up for way too much for way too long. It's kind of like considering, is it really working out, or is it not working out, and so on and so forth. And you are into that state for far too long, and that person loses interest and kind of like walks away. So what do you need to do in order to overcome that? It is giving up a little by little, piece by piece, openness. Okay, it doesn't have to be over things to happen over one night, but you should give hope to the person that shows interest in you and chance for them to kind of like show you what they really are. And once that happens, it seems that you are gonna end up with a person that you can establish a really happy interaction and why not relationship as well. That's exactly what you are. Well, this is a sure way how you can end up, single. And a sure way why you are single 6 years now. No, it's not your bad. It's personal experience. You may not have been on a dating app like ever, and you do have your impression of them, and that's completely fine. I'm telling you my experience. Somebody may kind of like attract stalker from a dating app, which means that they will have a terrible experience and they will kind of like vow to you not to go there. So it's up to personal experience, no harm done, Soko. I mean, you do have your impression, I do have mine, which are these impressions are changeable. All right, guys, couple of minutes, and I'm jumping to the super chat. Well, that with the stalker was an example. I didn't saw it in the cards. I mean, it would have been very good for me to take a credit for it, but I can't because I didn't saw that in the cards. All right, that was just a guess. You're welcome, Frankie. Radko, I kind of like you always amaze me how inventive you are, man. You always amaze me of it. All right, back to the super chat. So, Mattia, what do you need to know? We do have the Knights of Cups with the Empress. Okay, and then it is the World. Those three cards, Mattia. So a few things. Okay, first one, Mattia, it is that you do have an important decision to make. It's coming up, not yet there, but it is coming up. Now, what is gonna hang on it? It is your happiness is gonna hang on it. Now, this decision is going to be something like, you know, are you gonna move toward what you wish, or are you going to move in another direction, whatever that direction is? Now, important thing as well to be said here in regards to this decision is that you do give yourself space and as well time to think about it. Okay, don't approach it in emotional state. Very, very important, because for one or another reason, I don't know how to explain it really, but what you are going to be drawn toward, it will require a real effort. And what you need to know, it is that once you make your choice, Mattia, it will be final. All right, you can't take it back, you can't change your mind. On another standpoint, Mattia, what do you need to know? It is that you are on the right track, fulfilling something you hoped for. You are definitely on the right track with it, and you are almost at the verge of consolidating it. If consolidating means that, you know, you shaping it in a way that it can't be broken, well, you are very, very close to that shape. But again, it will require some effort on your behalf. Things are not going to happen on their own accord. They're not going to develop themselves again by you being idle about it. Taco, you have a conversation with your father, and what can you expect from the conversation? We do have the Three of Swords, Taco, with the Two of Pentacles, and then it is the Chariot card, like that. Well, you ain't gonna like what your father has to tell you. I do believe that your father is going to criticize you. He's gonna criticize you for the perceptions you have, like the things you do, right? Concepts for life in general that you do have. I'm not gonna be surprised if your father kind of like points up some kind of unpleasant past experiences, that's with the solo purpose to make you either feel guilty or feel bad, feel kind of like down in the dumps, really. And maybe that is because your father really wants to see you grow in a certain way that your father wants you to grow. Okay, so it will be an invasion of privacy. That is what you can expect. And even if these criticisms are not kind of like a straight away insults and so on, you are going to a certain extent accept them that way, because like I said, it will be like a violation of privacy. Ginger, your turn now. We have the Ace of Cups with the Ace of Swords, with the Seven of Swords. Well, Ginger, things are gonna be all right. Okay, things are gonna be all right, although you're not gonna be able to, how can I put it into words, detach completely from what you are asking. Okay, there will be still some strings which are gonna keep you with it, and these strings are gonna be for quite a while, but at some point, but they're not gonna be problematic. It's more about, how can I put it into words? It's more about responsibilities than anything else. Okay, but other than that, if you do what you are planning to do, or if you are asking to do, you will be, for the most part happy with the choice, because things are gonna play out the way, even better than the way you expect on the one end, but not as good on the other. Okay, but still the one end is going to overshadow the other. So Ella, people are trying to remove you from work. How is management going to react? And before I go to that, Margaret, thank you so much for your $5. Let me put you into the list where you're gonna get your personalized reading for what do you need to know as of this moment in a few minutes. Hold on a second. No, you're welcome, Taco. All right, so Ella, the card for you. Oh, you're welcome. We do have those three cards for you, Ella. I don't believe that the management is going to take a risky move. What I mean is that it is unlikely that you will be removed, okay? However, for the reasons that you may not like, they're not going to remove you because they cannot replace you. So I would suggest to you that you kind of like I don't know, look around for another job where you're going to be much more appreciated. Okay, so I don't think that you will be removed. or at least they're not gonna remove you, not because, if it is not because you can't be replaced, but because they cannot give a reason for you being removed, and they will be afraid you suing their asses afterwards. Okay, so that will be, it's just a fear of you being removed. It is what is going to be deprive them of you being removed, instead of valuing you as an asset. Elaine, you are developing a project. Is it gonna have a positive results? We do have the Five of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands, Elaine, and then we do have the Ace, the Page of Wands. There you go. You have the reason. Who else is gonna do that? All right. So no, I mean, it's highly unlikely that you are to be removed from work. Elaine, those are the cards. Unfortunately, Elaine, not in this state of the project. The project needs to be reworked, or your attitude toward the project needs to be reworked. Either the style of the project or the style you are addressing the project, it carries on a huge problem with it. And it makes obstacles one after another. So you need to consider really well how you are managing the project, and as well you need to consider a way how you can improve the project or the plan for the project. Other than that, otherwise, within this state the project is, and the project is figured out, it will be more hassle than benefits. So at the end, although the results may be beneficial, you will not gonna consider them positive in any way. Anna, you need to know, my friend, Eight of Pentacles, oh my god, with the Queen of Cups, with the Knight of Swords, with the Knight of Wands, those three cards. So you mentioned that you felt tumultuous in the last few days. Well, that state is gonna end up very soon. So another thing that you need to know, Anna, it is that I need to know right now if you are around, and I will wait for a couple of minutes for you to tell me, are you planning to do something, or you are preparing something? Tell me, please. And you're welcome, Taco. I will be very curious to learn how the conversation is really gonna push itself forward. Both. The time is coming. The time is coming, these things to be set in motion. That is what you need to know. It is closing up. You almost have it as good as you can. As good as you can have it. All right, you almost have the plan as good as you can have the plan. You almost have those preparations as best as you can have those preparations. And what the cards are saying here is it is that once you initiate it, it will be very solid. Now these cards are also touching on the love front. Okay, I know what happened to you. I don't know if you are open to receive love from the world, but it is about time. That is something you need to know, and you have to kind of like try it out. Okay, it's a very good time for you to do so, and you gotta try it out. Another thing that you need to know as well, it is that you need to be discreet, especially about the sharings of others. You know, somebody may share some kind of information with you or some kind of experience with you. You have to be discreet about it. And the last thing that you need to know, it is that there will be distractions around the world, along your path. Like something will try to distract you from your goal, you know, and these kind of things. So you should not allow those distractions to kind of like be feasible, like be tangible for you. Maybe, Elaine, maybe. All right, and lastly, we do have Margaret. Margaret, what do you need to know? It's the Four of Cups. Okay, so for you, Margaret, it's the time for you being stuck. It's almost over. So what do you need to know? It is that very soon, if not already, you do have some opportunity around you. Okay, and it takes some mental effort in order to take on that opportunity. Let me try to explain you the situation with an example, right? Let's say that it is about your job, right? And you are right now, or it is about your career. It's in a grand scheme of things. It isn't about the job, it isn't about the person, but it is either about career or it is either about love. And let's say that it is about career. And you, let's say that right now you are working in a certain job, and you do have a kind of like satisfiable results, right? You are happy, or rather like you are satisfied with how the job is turning out, you are satisfied with the payment. But the thing is that it is a repetition. Now you do have the results and you are feeding yourself from those results, the fruits of your labor, but they are all of the same fruits. And what happens when you eat the same meal every single day? You grow sick of it, right? It eats you full, but you just can't stand it anymore. So the Four of Cups here tells you that there will be a way out, that it is around you, but you have to put the mental effort in order to detach yourself from the repetition, from the magic circle, and take on this this new opportunity. And then it is just, you know, the monotony and the repetitions are gonna be over, and you will start enjoying life like you have enjoyed it back in the days when you had, you know, interesting things to do. That is pretty much what is that you need to know as of this moment. This opportunity could be a person to date, it could be, like I said, some kind of a project to take, it could be some kind of an opportunity to travel, for example, just to detach yourself from the midst of activities, and so on and so forth. Right, guys, so this pretty much concludes today's live stream. Thank you so much for sticking up until the end. I hope that you all enjoyed your readings, and we are going to see each other either Sunday or Monday for the weekly dose of tarot, which is going to be the weekly reading. And up until then, I wish you great couple of days. I wish you good night. We're going to see each other very, very soon. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being around, and your generosity, your support. And yeah, bye.